All right, guys, in this video, we're going to go over that initial call you receive from a buyer off the sign and how focusing on listening to them and asking the right questions is going to completely set you apart from your peers in the industry and help you earn that buyer's business. So if you want to learn a little bit more about taking that initial phone call from a buyer and how to ask good questions to build a relationship, to build trust, that's what this video is all about. So stick around and enjoy the video. Before we get into the meat of the video, don't forget, my name is Josh Barnett, real estate agent over at eXp Realty. If you're a broker owner, a team leader, or a solo agent like myself that runs like a shadow team, and you have questions about eXp Realty and how it can help you in your business, in your business's pain points, give me a call, shoot me a text, schedule an appointment down below in the description. I've got a Calendly link where you can schedule an appointment down below, and I'd be super happy to talk with you about my outlook, my thoughts on eXp Realty, and let you know if it's the right fit for you. So without further ado, let's get in today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video if it's something that you enjoyed at the end. A typical buyer call, okay? They're calling in to see a home. It may not be the one they want. It might be in the location they want, especially if it's a signed call. If it's a signed call, it might be exactly in the location that it wants, but you have to draw out of them. You have to ask them clarification questions, not demeaning questions, clarification questions. Whew. On what it is that they're looking for in a manner that they do not feel like you're talking down to them. They don't know you. They don't trust you yet. So to get what it is they're looking for, because the house they're looking at may be out of their price range. The house they're looking at may not have the amount of bedrooms that they want. The house they're looking at may not have the living room / kitchen setup that they want, but they don't trust you yet. Right now, you're just a name and number on a sign. So you've got to draw out of them by asking good questions on what it is that they're looking for. So the initial call could be something like, yeah, this is Josh. I saw this home for sale at such and such address, and I'd like to take a look at it. Oh, Josh, it is so good to talk to you today about that home. You know, and in this market, this is actually one of the homes, because we just listed it, that has not sold yet. So it is still available. I'm so happy to discuss that home with you. Let me pull it up real quick, and why I'm pulling it up, you know, I don't want it to be quiet. You feel weird why it's all quiet. Have you been looking for long? And then they're going to be like, yes or no, and they're going to tell you how long they're looking, and you're literally pulling it up on the computer why they're saying that. And you're making mental notes about what they're saying too. And then of course, after they answer that question, you're like, oh, yep, here it is right here. It looks like it's a 3-bed, 2-bath, 2-car garage over in Ripple Creek, just south of Crest there. I love Crest. Do you go shopping at Crest? They'll be like, yeah, I go shopping at Crest. Oh, that's so exciting. Do you already have an agent helping you with your purchase that I could send this information to so that they could reach out to you and book you an appointment on that home? You want to ask that question because you don't want to work for someone who's already working with someone else, especially if they have a buyer's broker agreement with that agent. They need to figure it out with that agent. And if they say, oh yeah, I am working with, you know, blah, 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 blah. Great. I am so excited. I've actually done a couple deals with them in the past. They're great to work with. I'm going to send this over to them and get them to reach out to you and get your appointment booked. Before I let you go, are there any other questions that I can answer for you on that home right now before I get this information over to your agent? And you want to redirect them back to their agent, not as a courtesy too, to you as an agent. You know, like, what if one of your buyers doesn't completely understand the process, even though you've gone over the buyer consultation with them and you told them the process? But if they call another listing agent, you want that listing agent to extend that same courtesy to you also. And But if there's any hesitation in them, if they haven't committed or anything, then you have to make that decision. Okay, if they're not committed to this person, and it is a good agent that you know, is this a buyer's business that you want to pick up? Or who may not be a loyal buyer? You know, you really want to have that conversation with them. So you're drawing out these questions to not only tell them about the house, but also to interview them as a buyer. So you got to really listen and have a key conversation when they first call in. They may not give you all the information up front because they don't trust you. So you're just working on building that trust, speaking with an open heart, speaking with a smile when you speak with them, and you want to make sure that if they trust you, they're going to tell you everything you need to know as a salesman, as a saleswoman, to close that deal or get them back in touch with the other agent that they're already working with. Now, let's say they answer and they say, no, we're not already working with an agent. So this is when you really get to create value for the situation. Oh my goodness, that's so exciting. Well, that house is priced at such and such price, and it also features a storm shelter in the backyard or the garage, or it features, you know, 2 living rooms or something like that. You want to hit them with, that's so exciting. Give them some more features, add some more value to the conversation, and then clarify, is that within the price range that your lender has you staying within, especially with the crazy volatility that we're seeing in the mortgage market right now, and how all the rates just jumped up 1.5% to 2%, and then just be quiet. And you want them to get that value that you're giving them, because you've already provided 3 things of value. You've already told them the basic, you know, square footage, beds and bath, and garage. You've already verified that they're not working with someone else, because you're not going to try to step on other people's toes. So you're showing them you're a person who respects other relationships. And then you just added the value of the price range and 2 additional features on the home. So you're constantly adding value. And then you ask the quick, simple question, is that the price range that your lender has you staying within, especially with the crazy way the rates changed just 2 months ago? So you're asking them more questions to provide more value, and then you're letting them know why you're asking that question. Because if you just say, does your lender have you approved for that? That's not a good way to ask that question. Say, you add value. Is that within the price range that your lender has you staying within to ensure that your payments are where you want them to be, especially with the crazy volatility in today's mortgage market and the way the rates have been changing over the last couple months? See how much more value that adds? See how much more better that sounds? And then listen. Just stop everything you're doing and listen to what they have to say. Take notes. Always take notes when you're chatting with buyers. Take lots of notes. Now, let's say that buyer says yes at that point. Then it's real simple. Me personally, I scheduled a showing because I want to meet with them, and meeting with them at the house is basically like my initial client consultation appointment with them too. So I'll be like, great, you called in on the sign. I can be there in X amount of time, or one of my showing agents can be there in X amount of time. And I work with a lot of showing agents, so I'll send the showing agent to have that initial conversation with them too, and we work on a referral basis. They will basically take over that customer at that point. But if they say no to that question, then it's like, okay, completely understand. You do not want to be house broke. Reaffirm what they tell you. Always agree with the customer in a way that never puts them down, or always affirm what the customer says. It never puts them down. Hey, I get it. I don't want to be house broke either. My wife and I, lenders, what they approve us for, we never buy that. We're like, oh my gosh, that's like half of our take home. Like, why would I want to spend that much money on that house? I totally get it. What price point do we need to stay under? And I'll see what's available, and we can schedule some showings on those houses. And they'll tell me what their price point is, and I'm like, great. And then I might not be able to get you in today. The house that you called on is vacant. These other houses have sellers on it. Is there another time tomorrow or the following day that would be better to take a look at 3 to 4 to 5 houses in the area? and then they'll tell me what time is great, and you're like, I'm so excited. I'm setting up this search right now. I'm going to send it over to you. I'm going to pick out 2 awesome houses that I think are awesome. You take a look at that email and you pick out 3, 4 houses that you think are awesome too, because I bet the 2 I pick out are a couple that you pick out the same also. And they'll be like, great, that sounds good. So that's the initial conversation off a sales call, and those are the initial questions that I have off of a sign call. And I want to reiterate the importance of just listening. Be super excitable when people call. Be super happy that people call. Ask the qualifying questions to draw out the answers, because when they call, they're going to give you all the answers. They're going to tell you every single thing you need to know. To not suck at sales and real estate, all you got to do is listen to people. And if they're not speaking, if they're not talking, just ask a couple of those non-confrontational, a couple of those very neutral questions, and that will draw out the answers that you need. And when they start talking, just listen. The last thing that I'm going to say about listening on this video is when people finish talking, in your mind, say 1,000. If people finish talking, if they finish a sentence, you say 1,000. Never interrupt them, because they might still be tracking. They might still be thinking about what they're saying, because you're a stranger. They don't know you. So they're and even if it's someone you know, someone that you've done business with in the past, still give them time to finish their thoughts. Because if you interrupt that thought and try to come back to it, they may not remember what it was. And that might have been a very, very important piece of their home search, of them selling their home. So always say 1,000 in your mind when they finish speaking. So if you just listen, ask the right qualifying questions, and say 1,000 before you start speaking, it'll allow the customer to finish their thought. You're absolutely going to crush it and be better at sales. These are things that work for me. Hopefully they work for you too. If they don't, give it a thumbs down. Say it's stupid. Say you hate this video. If you enjoyed this video, if you got a couple nuggets from this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. And I'd love to just have these conversations with you throughout the week. Also, if you're an agent and you're thinking about moving brokerages because your current brokerage isn't giving you the CRM you want, isn't giving you the staff support that you want, or isn't just providing opportunities to potentially retire, not sell real estate till you die, and you want to hear more about what eXp Realty has to offer, absolutely give me a call or book an appointment down below. And I want to find out where your pain points are in your business so I can show you where eXp Realty has a solution to those pain points. I'll see you guys on the next video.